Hello YouTube, this is that Yi guy. Today I have for you a guide on how to maximize your profit with Platinum Field. So Platinum Field is a event you can participate in if you have the tickets, and the way to get the tickets is by participating in different life skills. As long as you do these life skills outside of your stronghold, you'll have a small chance of getting the tickets. So there are a lot of different strategies you can use for Platinum Field. In order to give everyone the most accurate information, I did multiple test runs and I compiled all the data and I recorded pretty much everything. I have video recording and picture recording of the before and after. I did the subtractions and I used Excel to calculate the differences. To start off, I tested the second Platinum Field where you do excavation, hunting, and fishing. So I tried a solo run and I tried one where I coordinated with a team. And the result was not very promising. I ended up getting around 500 gold for the team effort and then even less for the solo. Having done that, I went on to the one that's the most meta, and that is the foraging, mining, and logging. And I did multiple runs with different strategies and eventually settled on the most optimal strategy. For the sake of being thorough, I also tested a multiplayer run. Now, multiplayer run is a lot more messy because you need to trust your teammates. Everyone needs to work together. Eventually, if you do enough multiplayer runs, there will be runs where you have someone who never turns in artifacts. Because if you skip out on turning in artifacts, you actually will get a lot more profit at the cost of everyone else. So easily multiplayer can fall apart. Now the good news is multiplayer is actually not the most efficient way to do the Platinum Field. In order to get the most out of your Platinum Field, you will want to get your foraging to level 30. Now, foraging is not always the most profitable profession, but when it comes to Platinum Field, it is by far the best. So foraging level 30 is required to get this skill called Green Thumb. So when you have Essence of Vigor stack up to 5 times, you will trigger Green Thumb. And when you do, you will actually spend extra work energy and to get more materials. And the reason why that's really good for Platinum Field is because nothing in Platinum Field costs work energy. So you're getting these boosts at no extra cost inside the field. That's why level 30 is necessary for a strategy like this. The other thing you need is that you will need at least super armor on the tool in your foraging tool. So super armor is going to be really helpful, but you could also get this in a lower rarity. You do not need to have a legendary tool and you don't need to go for a relic tool. As long as it has super armor, you're good to go. And if you don't have crystalline aura, you could also craft an extra tool you can swap in between in order to get the durability. If you're watching this video and you don't have level 30 foraging and you don't have high level mining, I highly recommend you just hold on to the tickets until you do, because Platinum Field tickets are relatively rare, so you want to save up as much as you can before you do it. So personally, I focus mostly on excavating because it gave me the most profit early on, but eventually I just saved up all the tickets I had, and then once I got to the foraging 30, once I got mining high enough, I just went ahead and did all the fields. So this is something you could potentially hold on to, and with the documents I have, you could also kind of figure out how much profit you will roughly make on your server. Upon comparing the data, fourth strategy is the most optimal by a pretty significant amount. You'll get the most money if you gather and focus on returning 4 artifacts to base and also full clearing the cave afterward. I'm gonna go through a run and provide the commentary necessary. So I'm gonna go and select Nahum's domain. So you will want to make sure you use all the speed buffs possible. So for me as Berserker, I will use Mayhem to get the movement speed bonus. And then I will actually wait right by the gate until the timer starts so that I can get a head start on it. And I can see which ones gives the artifact so I can keep an eye out. So if I see tiny cypresses, I will cut it down potentially and add light and the pure white. So I usually do mine these ores because these ores are decently profitable. So here is a pure white herb, and this is where you have a chance of getting the artifact. So when I find it, I will immediately try to bring it back to the base. I want to trigger the first bonus, which is really important, and potentially the second bonus as well. The third and fourth for the refresh is also important, but not the most urgent priority. So if I turn it in, it will activate the first bonus, as you can see here. So I see add to light, and I will want to mine it and potentially get the bonus. So I unfortunately did not get the artifact, which is very unlucky, but I will just have to keep moving on. Now, pure white herb, another chance to get the artifact, and once again, not very lucky. So there will be runs where you get unlucky and did not get any of the artifacts early on, which could be pretty bad for late game. And once again, I did not get it. So at this point, I pretty much cleared the southwest side and still haven't gotten enough luck with artifacts. So it is advantageous for me to consider clearing the right side bottom and just to see if I could get the resources and artifacts I need for the refresh. So I was able to immediately get a artifact. Every single time I see these resources that have a chance of getting the artifact, I always prioritize them. Because as the timer is running out, I want to make sure I have enough to trigger the cave. And when you're running with the artifact, you want to be very careful. If you get hit too many times, you will lose this and end up tanking the profit you get from the run. So please use your trot strategically and get past all the enemies. As I traverse the map, I do gather all the flowers that I can because that way I could potentially get the movement speed bonuses from my passive, which is the Essence of Vigor. And yep, there you go. I managed to get 4 artifacts. So the right side RNG has recovered my artifacts. So if you're running past these enemies, you want to make sure you dodge their attacks by changing directions and things like that. And right now, I actually don't need to turn the fourth one in because that's what triggers the refresh. I could potentially gather out all the plants that I can that are easy to get, and then when I come back in 2 or 3 minutes, I will turn that in and get a full refresh on the field. Because I have a 4 artifacts ready, I'm gonna go ahead and just gather only flowers. And if I see another artifact, I will simply ignore it because there's no reason to go for anything above 4. I'm gonna head back to the base, turn in the last artifact, and start clearing the cave down the bottom. I turned this in with 4 minutes almost 5 minutes left, and that's a really good time. Now these portals will appear all over the map. I will highly recommend you prioritize the portals. So I'm gonna run straight north and go into the portal itself. And it put me into this area. And once I'm here, I actually gather everything. As you can see, all these are going to be purple quality, so they're going to be higher level nodes, which gives you better rewards compared to a normal. Sometimes if you're unlucky with an artifact, you're not going to get here with this much time left, but as long as you full clear the cave, you're gonna get majority of the profit, because the cave is the most rewarding part of the whole gathering session. The cave is full cleared. I'm gonna go and just gather as much of the plants as I can as the timer runs out. I'm gonna gather every flower I come across, and if I see a high level mining node, I will also potentially mine it. But for the normal mining nodes, I will just go ahead and ignore. There will be times where your tool breaks during the gathering. If you have crystalline aura, you can go ahead and repair your tool with your cat. Otherwise, you're going to have to go all the way back to the return area and use the merchant to do the repair, which will slow down your progress. And that's pretty much it. I wasn't able to gather everything, but I managed to clear the field pretty clearly once, and also get everything in the cave. Now, once you're done, you also get these bags. That's just gonna give you a little bit of extra materials. So far, this is a pretty good run, and I think I also made quite a bit of profit from it. My luck with artifact was pretty good this run, so I think it's going to be quite profitable. Movement speed does matter inside Platinum Field. You could have an extra set of accessories, and you will just wear that swiftness accessories inside Platinum Field. Certain classes also have movement speed boost. For example, Berserkers will have Mayhem, which lets me run faster. If you have an alt that is one of the faster classes, you can use those alt in order to use the Platinum Field. Another thing you could consider is the Romanticist card set. So you have a chance to reset cooldown on your movement speed skills, or it has a lower cooldown on the movement speed skills. If you have enough Awakening, it will just give you movement speed bonus, period. So if you happen to have this, great. If not, it's not that necessary. It is also recommended but not required for you to have a very high logging or mining skill. So for mining, it is recommended that you get level 20 for the Moonlight Miner. What that does is that when you toggle it active, everything you mine will cost more energy but give you more drops. That's really good because once again, you don't spend energy inside Platinum Field, so bonuses like this is really beneficial. So yeah, this pretty much sums up how to best use the Platinum Field ticket. If you don't have a stat, you don't have the tools yet, just be a little patient with the tickets. Once you have the stats and tools, you can go ahead and use them when they're most optimal. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.